So, folks, our first guest this morning has served several international organizations around the world, including the Inter-American Development Bank, the Caribbean Development Bank, and the United Nations. I wonder if he knows that we're related, because he sounds very rich to me. Joining us this morning is Principal Consultant and Information Management Specialist, Mr. Emerson Bryan. Mr. Bryan, morning, sir. Welcome to Smile. How are you?
Morning, Neville. I'm good. Thank you so much.
It is great to see you this morning, sir. Bring me up to date on your Jamaican connection, because I know you're not here in Jamaica with us, but bring me up to date before you left us, and what were you doing before you left us?
Okay, so before I left Jamaica, I was the Chief Data Protection Officer at the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority. I still maintain my links. My Barbadian family is right there in Kingston, so I remain connected.
Yeah, where did this come from? When did you decide that this is the area that you want to go? Because I can remember I wanted to be every single thing, from a pilot to a police to everything. When did you decide that this is the road I want to take?
Okay, so I call myself an information evangelist, and I remember when I was just a records officer working in the Foreign Service, and I met the late, great Elizabeth Williams, who was the National Archivist at the time. And she basically emphasized to me how important my role was. The permanent secretary and the bearer, the person delivering the mail, the public, members of the public coming to the ministry requesting services, they're dependent on accurate and complete and trustworthy information. And then it struck me, that, what I was doing was actually very important. And so I decided to make a living from it. And it's been a successful career so far, I must say.
And we congratulate you on that, sir. Who is an information management specialist? Who is that person?
So it's about dealing with informational assets. I call them information assets versus records, because they actually have value. The day that you retire from government or from your employment and you can't access a benefit, the day you go to a hospital and you get misdiagnosed, the day that you're flying an aircraft where you're not quite sure whether or not the maintenance checks have been done, the manifest is accurate, and those kind of things, records management becomes important. Records management is contingency. Records management is just in case. Records management is better sold when bad things happen. And I remember seeing all those papers flying around in 9/11, and a lot of organizations, separate and apart from the loss of life, were unable to resume operations after the disaster.
Yep. What are we looking at now on screen?
So I was in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. This would have been, I think, May 2024. And I went to do an information governance workshop there. It was quite a successful, event. I was able to, show the alignment with the Saudi Arabian Vision 2030 strategic plan and managing informational assets strategically.
Okay. Boy, I'm so impressed with you, sir. How was the link made to United Nations? How did they find out about you and what they wanted you to do?
Right. So I left back in 2004 to work for the United Nations regional e-government facility in Barbados. And that was my second overseas assignment. I found it to be quite an eye-opening, undertaking, because I was in e-government. This is records management at a higher level. Yeah. A lot of people are looking at digital transformation and not realizing that these are just platforms, tools, if you will, to manage the information assets. So you have to think about the back office. You have to think about workflows that are dependent on, again, full, accurate, and trustworthy information. So during COVID, we would have been thrust into a scenario where we had to do automation around front-facing services, all of a sudden. And if your informational assets were not properly structured, you run into problems.
Yeah. You've been doing this for a little while. Have things changed? Is information management right across? I know we keep saying one size fits all, and I know nothing don't go so really, but have things changed over the years?
They have significantly. I remember when I would have started in records management, the main concern was on the physical records, but you have to bear in mind also that the issues with obsolescence. We have old records formats. You remember those old green bar, paper where we had our salary information printed, where we're using Lotus 123 for spreadsheets, WordPerfect, and so forth, 3.5 floppy disk, and so forth. The thing is that information, IT does not care about information management. So we have to consider the universal possibilities in terms of managing information assets. Right now, artificial intelligence and large language models are the main concern right now. They are tools that we can use to optimize what we do, but there are also challenges in terms of management of governance, risk, and compliance. We're doing a lot more now in terms of putting patient information on systems that we're not quite sure where the servers are located. We're not quite sure who interacts with it, with the information that are on those systems. And given that government has an obligation to, of course, establish business opportunities, all these trade missions are happening and so forth. So we're trading with the rest of the world. We have to ensure that there's compliance across territories in terms of this law being able to interact with our scenarios here in terms of management of information and protection of information. Okay. So that's where the privacy issues are very important, but also ensuring that government is able to keep us all safe.
Okay.
Right. So it's a push-pull. Okay. All of that is information management. It seems to be the domain of IT, but I put it to you that information management is a concern across different sectors: IT, information management, as well as communications, and of course, data protection and privacy.
Yeah. Final question. I saw a picture come up just now. It looks like your family, and you look like you're a very busy man. How you balance that?
Right. So I have 3 children and 1 on the way. They're all Barbadians, Barbadian Jamaicans. They're naturalized Jamaicans. They're all in Kingston right now. My son has assimilated quite well. They're at Kingston College playing cricket and, a little bit of football. My daughter's at St. George's College in upper 6, assimilating quite well as well. She wants to be an attorney at law. So being in Jamaica is good for both of them. And of course, my wife is also from Barbados. She has adjusted quite well living in Kingston. They love it. They love the food. They love everything about Jamaica. And so I'm happy about that. It's just unfortunate that I have to be commuting right now because I'm working here whilst they're there.
Yeah, congratulations, sir. Well, I'm a St. George's College football coach. I don't know why any of us send your son over there. But we have to go. I'm so impressed with you, sir. Thank you so very much for speaking with us this morning, and God bless you and the family. Look after yourself, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'm repping Jamaica all the time.
Yeah, man, I like it. Principal Consultant and Information Management Specialist, Mr. Emerson Bryan. That's it for the Diaspora Check-In.